There are moments in life when everything feels heavy, like your mind is tired, but life doesn't slow down, like you're trying your best, but nothing is working. And in those moments, you don't need more motivation. You need strength, real strength, the kind that keeps you standing when everything inside you wants to fall apart. And if you're watching this, maybe you're going through something like that right now. Stay with me, because this might change the way you handle hard times forever. Sometimes life doesn't break you all at once. It breaks you slowly. A bad day turns into a bad week. A bad week turns into a bad month. And suddenly, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. You feel irritated for no reason. You overthink everything. You replay old mistakes in your head at night. You smile outside, but inside, you feel drained. Maybe it's pressure from work. Maybe it's family expectations. Maybe it's failure you didn't see coming. Or maybe it's just life being heavy for no clear reason. And the worst part, you start thinking, maybe I'm just not strong enough. But here's the truth. You're not weak. You're just untrained in handling pain. Nobody taught you how to stay steady when life gets loud. But you can learn it. And that's what this is about. There's something powerful you need to understand. Your mind is not built to stay calm by default. It reacts. It overthinks. It creates stories that are not even real. One small problem becomes a big disaster in your head. One silence from someone becomes rejection. One mistake becomes, I always fail. But most of that is not truth. It's just fear talking. And fear gets louder when you don't control it. But here's where things start to change. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who notices them. That small gap between thought and reaction, that's your power. And once you learn to use that gap, you start becoming stronger in a quiet way. Not loud strength, not angry strength, calm strength. The kind that doesn't shake easily. Let me tell you something simple. Life will always have problems, always. If you are waiting for a life with no stress, no pain, no failure, you will stay disappointed forever. But if you accept that problems are normal, then nothing can surprise you anymore. And this is where Stoic thinking starts. Not controlling life, but controlling your reaction to life. Because you can't stop the storm, but you can learn how to stand in it. I remember a small moment in daily life that shows this clearly. Imagine a man coming back home after a long day. He is already tired. His mind is full. And then his phone rings. It's his boss. The boss is angry about something small. The man feels heat rising in his chest. He wants to shout back. He wants to defend himself. But he pauses, just for a moment. He breathes, and he says, "Let me check and fix it." That small pause saved him from a big argument. Same situation, different reaction, different outcome. That's power, not in what happens to you, but in how you respond. But let's go deeper. Because staying strong is not just about controlling anger. It's also about what you do when nothing is going right. Most people fall apart in silence. No one sees it, but inside, they are breaking slowly. They stop taking care of themselves. They stop trying. They start saying, "What's the point?" But strong people do something different. They keep small routines alive, even when life feels messy. Even when motivation is gone, they wake up, they drink water, they take a shower, they do one small task. Not because they feel strong, but because that is how they become strong. Here's something most people don't realize. Discipline is not about big actions. It's about small promises you keep with yourself. even when nobody is watching, even when you don't feel like it. Because every time you keep a small promise, you build trust with yourself, and that trust becomes inner strength. Let me tell you another story. A student is preparing for exams. He studies for a few days. Then he gets distracted. He feels behind. He starts thinking, I've already failed. So he stops studying completely. Now failure becomes real, not because he was weak, but because he gave up too early. But another student in the same situation does something different. He also falls behind. He also feels stress, but he sits down again the next day, even if it's just for 20 minutes, even if he doesn't feel ready. And slowly he catches up. Same struggle, different mindset. One breaks, one builds. But here's the truth most people don't realize. Hard times are not here to destroy you. They are here to reveal you, to show you what your mind is made of. Because when everything is easy, anyone can feel strong. But when life gets heavy, that's when real strength shows up. And now, listen carefully. This is important. Pain and suffering are not the same thing. Pain is what happens. Suffering is what your mind adds on top of it. For example, losing a job hurts. That's pain. But telling yourself, my life is over, I'm useless, nothing will work ever again, that's suffering. And most of the time, we suffer more in our thoughts than in reality. If you can learn this one thing, you will become mentally free. But let's be honest, knowing this is easy. Living it is hard. Because when emotions rise, logic disappears. That's why training matters. Just like a body needs exercise, your mind needs practice. Every time you feel anger and you pause instead of reacting, that's training. Every time you feel stress and you breathe instead of panicking, that's training. Every time you feel like quitting and you do one small task anyway, that's training. Slowly, your mind learns a new pattern. And now, let's take a small break in this message because I want you to think about something right now in your life. What is the thing that is making you feel weak? Not forever, just right now. Is it failure? Is it pressure? Is it loneliness? Whatever it is, I want you to understand something very clearly. You are not the first person to feel this, and you will not be the last. But what matters is, will you let it control you, or will you learn from it? Let me bring you back into another moment. A man loses someone he loves. His world feels empty. For days, he can't even think straight. But slowly, something changes. He starts walking outside every morning, not to forget the pain, but to survive it. Then he starts talking to people again. Then he starts working again. The pain doesn't disappear, but he grows around it, and one day he realizes, I am still here. That is strength, not pretending everything is fine, but continuing anyway. And here's something else you must understand. Your mind listens to what you repeat. If you keep saying, I can't handle this, your mind believes it. If you keep saying, everything is falling apart, your mind builds that reality. But if you slowly change the words, even small changes, I can handle this step by step. I will get through today. I don't need to solve everything right now. Your mind starts calming down because words shape direction. Now listen, this is the midpoint of everything we are talking about. And maybe this is where most people would expect a big motivational push. But I don't want to give you fake energy. I want to give you something real. Because life will test you again. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it will. And when that moment comes, you won't remember every word here, but you will remember the feeling, the idea that you can pause, that you can breathe, that you can choose your response, and that small space, that small control, that is everything. Let's continue. Another thing that makes people weak in hard times is impatience. We want pain to end fast. We want answers now. We want life to fix itself immediately. But real change takes time. Think about a wound. It doesn't heal in one day. But it heals slowly if you don't keep touching it. Your mind is the same. Give it time. Give it space. Stop attacking yourself every day with negative thoughts. Let things settle. And here's a powerful truth. You don't need to feel strong to act strong. You act first, and feelings follow later. That's how discipline works. You don't wait for motivation. You move anyway, even if it's small, even if it's slow, even if it's imperfect. Let me tell you one last story. A man wakes up every day feeling like he's behind in life. Everyone around him seems ahead. More money, better job, better life. He feels stuck, but instead of giving up, he decides one thing. Every day he will improve just 1%, not 100%, just 1%. He reads a little, he works a little, he learns a little. Months pass, nothing feels dramatic, but years pass, and everything changes, because small steps are not small when you repeat them. So here's what I want you to remember. Life will still be hard sometimes. You will still feel tired. You will still have days where nothing makes sense. But now you know something important. You don't have to break when life gets hard. You can pause. You can breathe. You can choose. You can continue slowly, quietly, steadily. That is real strength, not loud, not perfect, just steady. And if you start living like this, something inside you will change. You will stop reacting like before. You will stop panicking over everything. You will stop letting every thought control you. And one day, without even realizing it, you will become the person who stays calm in storms. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. If this helped you even a little, consider subscribing. And remember, you are not what happens to you. You are how you respond. Stay steady.